Hi everyone, welcome to week 2. In week 2, we're going to continue with our theorist compendium, and we're also going to talk a little bit about some contemporary issues in early childhood. So in your material section of the course, you do have some things to read. You have some information about Gardner, about Hirsch, about Bronfenbrenner. You're going to be looking at the 2024, which is the most recent preschool yearbook by Near. You're also going to be looking at the UNICEF website, and also on the UN Convention you're also going to be looking at the UN Convention on the Rights of Children. There are some videos for you to watch, 2 of them, one about Rousseau and Pestalozzi and one about Robert Owen. So I hope you find those materials interesting. As always, you are free to do any additional research that you care to. So this week, we are going to, in our discussion, we are going to be talking about developmental milestones. So what I'd like you to do is go online, or if you have in materials from your school or in a book, find a checklist of developmental milestones. There's tons of them out there. And what I want you to do is to post in the discussion the developmental milestones, or a link to the milestones you're talking about, and describe how these milestones fit or don't fit with at least 2 of the theorists we have learned about. So it could be about the sequence that this milestone chart has something before a certain theorist had it or after, or even about instructional strategies. Again, make sure that you have a link or a copy of the milestones we're using, and make sure you use references and in-text citations in your post. This is especially important with your initial response to the prompt, so I can see the connections you are making with the learning materials. Also, it helps other people, if you've done additional research, to see what you have used for research. Every resource that you have should have at least one in-text citation, so we know what information you got from that particular resource. You're going to be continuing on your compendium of theorists in Padlet. Just a reminder, please, please, please make sure you take a screenshot of your Padlet slide and submit that for your work. I will go back in and look at the original so I can watch any multimedia that you've posted. I did enjoy the movies that were posted in week 1. But this gives me an indication that you're through, that your slide is complete, and that it's okay for me to go in and look at it. And that way I know exactly which slide is yours. So again, screenshot uploaded for this week as well. Your other assignment this week, besides the compendium, is going to be looking at the U.S. and international early childhood education. So I had mentioned to you that you are going to be looking at the NEAR Institute, which is the National Institute for Early Education and Resource Preschool Yearbook for 2024, the most recent one, and also the UNICEF Early Childhood Education website. I'd like you to either write a brief paper, no more than 2 pages, or a video, no more than 5 minutes, comparing and contrasting what you've learned about early childhood and the United States with international findings. It should include additional research that you do on your own, and also connections to the course learning materials. Again, be sure to use references and in-text citations in APA format. Should be at least 1 in-text citation for every resource that you use. I really do appreciate the questions that have been asked in the Ask Their Instructor discussion board. Continue to do that. And then my big announcement for this week is that based on the responses to the SurveyMonkey, it does look like Friday night at 7 o'clock is best for most of the people that responded. I'm sorry if it's hard to get a day and time that works really well for everyone. So hopefully everybody who wants to make it will be able to. So I will be sending out a calendar invitation to everybody in the class. This is not a mandatory synchronous class. It is a voluntary meetup that will be on Monday nights at 7 for the remainder of the class, for at least up in the last week. We might not have one, but all the way through probably about 5 weeks of the course. And it's for you to bring any questions you have. to me and to your classmates, and also just to get to meet each other, I guess, virtually in person. And I know that some people are very traditional learners, and learning online asynchronously um, leaves them with a feeling like they need something else. And I've found that these synchronous meetups are very helpful in meeting that desire to have some of that personal contact with both your classmates and with your instructor. If you need anything from me, feel free to message me. If you need to speak with me live, just send me a message and we'll set up a time that works for you. If you don't hear back from me within 24 hours, which is a long time for me, please resend your message. It means I didn't get it for some reason. As I mentioned in my first video, it does happen every once in a while that things go out into the internet ether and get lost. And I want to make sure that I'm able to support you however I can. Take care, and again, welcome to week 2.